Here's why this mom got so worried after her babysitter sent her a picture. Claudia Sorhaindo, like any other working mom, struggled with finding the balance between work and her house chores. Her daughter was only 2 months old, and as is known, babies that age have a lot of needs that the young mom can meet only with her exhausting day job. Despite her workload and the necessity of keeping her job to ensure a decent life for her baby girl, Claudia wanted to spend as much time with her daughter as possible. However, there are times when the young mom had to ask for help in taking care of her baby girl when she couldn't, which is why she hired a babysitter. Little did her babysitter know, one picture she sent was going to change her status for life. Claudia barely left her daughter's side during her maternity leave, but unfortunately, reality soon caught up to her. Her job duties were waiting. Claudia got a call from the office asking her to participate in a business meeting that would require her to leave her daughter alone at home after not leaving her side since she was born. It was a tough decision to make. The minute she finished the call, Claudia made a list of possible solutions to her situation. However, none of the options she came up with was appealing enough. She had to choose between missing out on a significant career opportunity and taking care of her daughter or leaving her daughter in the care of a stranger. After much thought, Claudia finally made up her mind. She was going to attend the meeting and look for someone to watch over Ava while she was gone. Claudia wanted someone she trusted to look after her daughter in the little time she'd be absent. She went through all of her phone contacts to see if any of her friends or family were available. After many calls, Claudia felt frustrated as she hadn't found anyone to fill the job. Luckily enough, her sister recommended Jan, one of their nieces, to watch over Ava while Claudia was away. Even though she knew that her niece was a very responsible girl, Claudia was unsure whether she would leave a 2-month-old baby in the care of a teenager. Claudia didn't have much time to look for other babysitters, so she just agreed to try out her niece and hope for the best. Claudia finally decided to take her phone and called Jan, making sure that she was available on the meeting date and was ready to take care of a baby this young. Her niece gladly accepted the job, and the incidents leading to the unexpected photo would spark it. When the meeting day finally arrived, Claudia, still unprepared to leave her baby in the hands of a teen, was more anxious than ever. Joanne came home in the morning, and Claudia was ready to show her how to take care of a newborn, along with a list of do's and don'ts. She told her niece she found all she needed, including emergency numbers. Claudia gave Ava a goodbye kiss, still feeling nervous about leaving her baby for the first time, but she was more relaxed knowing that she left her in good hands. After leaving her daughter with Jan, Claudia grabbed her keys and left the house. The drive on the way to work felt like the longest ride she's ever had. Right after she reached the parking lot, Claudia immediately checked her phone for messages. Her notifications loaded slowly because of the poor network coverage where she was. When her notifications finally appeared, she saw that her niece had sent a picture. Claudia was able to see her daughter from the thumbnail in the picture. Her maternal instincts were high and her mind immediately jumped to the worst-case scenario. She thought that something bad must have happened to her girl. Ava's picture was small, and she couldn't figure out what the photo actually was. Her worries were made worse by the complete photo that was taken to be loaded forever. She had second thoughts already about getting a teenager to watch over her newborn daughter. She couldn't wait for the photo to load, with her heart pounding in her chest, worried about her baby girl. She texted Jan to ask about what happened. Thankfully, the teen didn't take long to answer. Her niece explained that because she felt hungry, Jan went to make a sandwich for herself. Claudia went back to the photo after having read enough of the text. In the image, Ava's legs looked swollen, and she was racking her mind as she was in her car about how to solve the problem. Claudia revealed to reporters, "Jan knows how protective I am with Ava. Some might say I'm a little paranoid." When Claudia saw the clear picture, at last, her worries turned to amusement instead. The photo's slow loading time nearly drowned her in anguish, but it vanished the moment she saw what was in it. Joanne showed me she is making sure she is keeping her eyes on Ava, Claudia shared on the Today Show. Her niece was a very clever and responsible teenager. She knew that keeping an eye on the baby at all times was crucial, which led to her development that allowed her to keep eyes on Ava while making her sandwich in the kitchen. Joanne knew that even though she was hungry, she should not leave Ava alone. She was worried about putting down Ava, so she devised a clever way to watch over the baby without staying hungry at the same time. With the help of the waistband, Her niece placed Ava inside her sweatpants. Claudia was entirely amused by the photo Jana sent and decided to share it with others in her network. She went to her Facebook page to share the photo of her niece and what she called hands-free. She explained what happened in the photo in the caption. She introduced the situation and said, "So I had to run out the house for a quick minute." She continued, "So I asked my niece to babysit baby Ava. A few minutes later, I received a text saying that Jan wanted to make a sandwich but didn't want to let baby Ava out of her sight. Lord send help." This was her solution. Like really, creativity at its finest. Claudia published the photo and soon flooded reactions and comments. Her entire family would have reacted to the picture. She flippantly revealed that every month there's a birthday party. She couldn't wait to read what her family thought about the funny idea of her niece. She knew that her friends and family would have a good laugh about it, but when Claudia checked her account a few hours later, she was greeted by something else. Her photo went viral only minutes after she shared it. Her family and friends shared it with friends of their own, many of whom commented and liked the post. The picture was shared with a bunch of other people she might not even know. When she checked her post later in the day, the picture had already amassed hundreds of reactions and comments. It was an incredible reaction. She came up with an idea of her own while she was going through the comments. While everyone was amused with the picture, one user paid attention to Jan's creative solutions. "Brilliant," a user commented. "Carried my babies around my hip in the 70s. I wish I had thought of this." One user suggested an excellent proposition. "You could make maternity pants that turn into this after." The user said, "Get a patent on that. I see $. After she left the meeting, Claudia went straight to explain to her kid immediately how the comments inspired her. A baby carrier and maternity pants sounded ridiculous, but what if it worked? A market was present. A market for it was definitely there. Joanne helped Claudia draw up a plan for the pants that would make the lives of mothers and pregnant women a little easier. Mothers who would finally be able to carry on with their chores all while looking after their babies. To Jan's idea, they named them J-Pants. Based on the photo's reactions, they had to produce their design quickly. Both Claudia and her niece were so excited about the design, but Claudia knew what a small business would also involve, a considerable amount of funding. Aunt and niece decided to create a GoFundMe page to ask people to finance their plans. Claudia hoped to put her niece's creativity to work providing enough funds with the fundraiser. Unfortunately, things didn't end up as expected and Claudia was disappointed to see that their fundraiser failed to achieve the final goal. However, not all hope is lost as there are still people who donate to their fundraiser page to see J-Pants production.